All right, so great. So if you're able to be on all fours, go ahead and bring yourselves onto all fours. Kind of like you were going to do a cat and cow. But what we're going to do is we're going to do something that's called a wild cow. And that is letting yourself move into an undulation. This is one of my favorite ways to wake up my body when I'm feeling kind of stiff and stuck. And I want to just bring some undulation, some movement in. So getting down and letting your hips kind of sway in circles, and then seeing how that affects the upper body, letting the neck and the head stretch around, and everything's happening in a very circular fashion. And there's a kind of a wildness to it. And you might find that you could even possibly feel slightly dizzy by letting all of that circular energy and undulation move into the head and into the neck. And just let yourself kind of open up your body in this way. And you can also start to think about being a tiger and kind of bringing in some of that warrior goddess energy even, and shifting and maybe feeling like your front hands are like paws that you're putting down, and like feeling a little bit of fire in your belly, like maybe you're starting to look at something that you'd like to pounce on, or you're up on a hilltop taking advantage and looking out over. But just really feeling that energy in the pelvis, kind of guiding everything, and sort of that you're like back in your haunches in a way. And then feel how that energy can start to move up into the heart space as well. And just letting yourself really get into your own flow, kind of like a moving meditation. You can even, if it feels good to you, you can even let in a little feeling yourself like that tiger. And if you're in a seated posture, just kind of doing what you can there, letting it move through you. And then what we're going to do is just come onto our knees in an upright position and start to feel the energy in the pelvis doing little circles around. So I just have my knees bent and just sitting above them. And I'm just starting to feel that energy that's moving in the pelvis circling around. And now I'm bringing it up into the heart. And now I'm letting the heart guide movement. So starting to create circles. So you can go in one direction, whichever one feels more natural for you to start with. Go in that direction. And almost like there's a clock face. And you're going around in these lateral circles. And then you can reverse that direction. So switching from clockwise to counterclockwise or vice versa. And closing your eyes and letting yourself really feel what it's like to let the heart guide this movement. What we're doing here is we're starting to soften some of the armoring around the heart. We're using all that energy that we warmed up in the pelvis, allowing that to move up the spine into the heart space, and now we're softening. And we're letting ourselves feel what it's like to let the heart guide. So now you could even practice doing a little figure eight. And it can be as big or as small as feels right. And you can actually let it become a real micro movement. So either in circles or a figure eight, you're letting your heart kind of trace out these little patterns. And what you're feeling is that you're isolating the heart energy, and you're starting to feel what it's like to soften there and let that energy guide and lead. So this is something that you can either be doing kneeling like we are now, or just like in a chair, sitting upright. You're just practicing leading with the heart. And this truly begins to open up the heart energetic. And Now I invite you to also let yourself do some snake undulations with the heart. And you can feel all the way down to your pelvis, getting involved in this movement. But really feeling as it comes up through the heart takes a nice big swoop. And you might feel in some ways it's almost like we're greasing the wheels and the gears inside. Everything is becoming more smooth, more undulating, more wave-like. And you can start to play with mixing the undulations and the circles together into your own little kind of heart womb dance. Feeling yourself really rooted and grounded in the womb and in your haunches, in your loins, in that lower part of the body that's fully supporting this motion, this movement that's happening in the upper part of the spine. And you can start to feel that energy begin to move up to the upper chest, and even kind of dipping back, you can feel it move up through the throat, the neck, and up through the crown of the head. And you can even feel this serpentine kind of energy that we've woken up beginning to move up into the third eye. And I want you just to feel yourself really rooted in the haunches, like really rooted in the womb space, feeling your heart open and activated, and now drawing your awareness all the way up to the third eye. And through the third eye, feel all of that energy rising and rising, and then beginning to penetrate out through the third eye, almost like the head of a serpent, like you've seen on these beautiful Egyptian mummies and statues. And just taking a moment here to be in stillness, or very, very subtle micro movements that might still be happening with that the Shakti moving through the inner channels, just really subtle, almost into stillness. Letting all that energy encapsulate the entire head and then move through that third eye, almost as if you're clairvoyant. You're able to send energy from that space out to others. And then we're going to do one Ma chant from here. So just wherever you are right now, in a moment, we're going to inhale. And when we say the Ma chant, we're going to just internally call in the energies of Isis, the Egyptian compassionate goddess we're going to spend some time with this evening. So inhaling for Ma. Feeling yourself like a queen, an awakened, embodied priestess in her power, sitting upon her throne. Compassionate, passionate, in your power. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes and come back to us here.